Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and do the morning work for us. So here I'm going to put myself right here so you can actually see the morning work as we are working on it. For Throwback Thursday Language Arts, our first box is possession or plural. Okay, so I always tell you guys that half of your learning is understanding all of these educational terms. Okay, so if I ask you what does possession mean, you should know that it means ownership. Somebody owns something, somebody possesses something. And when we show ownership, we either do apostrophe S, or if the noun that's owning something is already plural, it ends with an S, then you just put an apostrophe at the end. Okay. And plural means that there's more than one. Okay. So we have two chimpanzees. One is spelled with the apostrophe S. Another one is spelled with just an S, no apostrophe. And there's also one that is spelled with the S at the end and then an apostrophe on the end. Okay, so let's take a look at our first sentence and try to figure out which one of these would be the correct chimpanzees. So, number one, the chimpanzees are now endangered. Are we going to show ownership? One chimpanzee owns something, more than one chimpanzee owns something? Or is it the one where the chimpanzees are plural, more than one? So I hoped you picked that one, no apostrophes, because we're talking about more than one chimpanzee is endangered. So no apostrophe on this one. And then the next one, the blank habitat is threatened. Okay, the chimpanzee's habitat is threatened. Now, we're talking about more than one chimpanzee, but the chimpanzee owns something, it owns its habitat. So it's not one chimpanzee, it's more than one chimpanzee with the apostrophe on the end to show possession or ownership. So, number one and number two. Okay, our next box, weather and weather. Two homophones. They sound exactly the same, but they're spelled differently and they mean different things. So the first weather, Whether. It's a conjunction, okay? Kind of like the word and, but, so, or, okay? And the definition of this weather is used to indicate a choice. Would you rather have this or would you rather have that? Okay. Um, the next weather is a noun, the state of the air and atmosphere. Okay. The weather is what the air feels like around us. Okay. So we're going to go through the three sentences and figure out which weather you would use on the sentence. So, number one, I couldn't decide whether to get chocolate or vanilla ice cream. Make it a choice, right? So, for that one, you should have chose this weather. Number two, the weather was so nice, we decided to go to the park. So, the weather, the air around you was really nice. So, for number two, you should choose this weather. Weather. And at the bottom, do you know whether we have homework or not? So again, a choice. Is there homework or is there not any homework? So I hope you went with the first weather. Whether. Okay. I'm going to stop my video there. Or no, actually, I don't have to stop the video there. I always forget that I don't have the 5-minute limit anymore. Okay. I'll put myself over here so that we can see our figurative Friday poem. It's called A Lazy Day by Paul Laurence Dunbar. The trees bend down along the stream, where anchored swings my tiny boat. The day is one to drowse and dream, and list the thrush's throttling note. When music from his bosom bleeds among the river's rustling seeds. No ripple stirs the placid pool when my adventurous line is cast. A truce to sport while clear and cool, the mirrored cloud slides softly past. The sky gives back a blue divine, and all the world's wide wealth is mine. A pickerel leaps, a bow of light, the minnows shine from side to side. The first faint breeze comes up the tide. I pause with half uplifted oar, while night drifts down to claim the shore. All right, pretty nice. Now, going into our questions. How many stanzas are in this poem? Well, we know when we're doing poetry, a stanza is like a paragraph and they are separated by spaces. Okay, so if you take a look right there, we have 1, 2, 3 stanzas. Okay, now how many lines are in the poem? So the lines are the lines that make up a stanza. So if you take a look at that first stanza, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Second stanza, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines again. And in the third stanza, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 lines in the fifth stanza. So if we add them all up, 6, 6, and 5, then this poem has 17 lines. 3 stanzas, 17 lines. Okay, now, what is meant by this figurative language line below? While night drifts down to claim the shore. That's the very last word of the poem. Okay, so let's go up a little bit just so we can get the context that the way that the author is using that. Okay, a pickerel leaps, a bow of light. The minnows shine from side to side. The first faint breeze comes up the tide. I pause with half uplifted oar, while night drifts down to claim the shore. So the night drifts down to the shore. The shore is where the sky and the ground and or the ocean or the river or whatever, that's where they meet. Okay, so let's take a look at A. A boat is coming to take over. Nah, I think we could cross that one off. B, it's starting to become nighttime. Well, if night is drifting down, right, then the sky's turning to night. So I think we can leave that one. The night is ending and it is becoming daytime. Okay, now I think the sun's going down and the night's drifting down. So I think it's more sunset than it is sunrise. So we can get rid of C. And D, the speaker doesn't want it to be night. Okay, I don't think that it said anything in there about the person in the poem not wanting it to be night. They were just saying that it was turning into night. So B is our best choice. Okay, number 4. Which best describes the setting? So what is the setting of this poem? Is it A, the speaker is in a swimming pool? Nah, not in a swimming pool. B, the speaker is in a boat on the ocean. Okay, definitely in a boat because it was talking about an oar. Okay, and definitely it's out on some kind of water, right? Because it's talking about the tide and the stream and the shore. So we're going to have to wait and see, are we talking about an ocean or are we talking about something else? So keep B for now. C, the speaker is in an imaginary boat. I don't think it was anything imaginary about it because it was talking about the trees and the wind and seeing that night coming and everything. So I don't think it was imaginary. I think he's just poetically saying what he's visualizing while he's in this boat. So we can get rid of C. And then D, the speaker is in a boat on a river. Okay, well, we're going to have to go back into the poem because I'm not exactly sure if I can say right off the top of my head whether he's on the ocean or whether he's on the river. So let's go back and take a look again. The trees bend down along the stream. So a stream is more like a river, not an ocean, right? So where anchored swings my tiny boat, the day is one to drowse and dream and list the thrushes' throttling note. Thrushes are kind of like those hollowed plants that we read in a story way back in like November, that are hollow, and when the wind blows through them, it makes like a noise, like it's almost like an instrument. Okay. When the music from his bosom bleeds among the rivers rustling reeds. So there we go. It tells us right in the first stanza that he is on the river. So I hope you picked D, for number 4. All right, so that's all of language arts. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video there, and then I'll do Throwback Thursday math and Fraction Fun Friday math in the next video.